In today's email and text centric culture, it's really easy to avoid the phone. And many writers I know would rather get a root canal than to hop on the phone with a prospect. But getting prospects on the phone dramatically increases your chances of converting them to clients. It's an effective qualifying method that's well worth the effort. Here are 4 steps to making this process less nerve wracking and way more effective. Step number 1, adjust your mindset. So, most of us are wired to go after every prospect, but you really need to start shifting your focus from quantity to quality. You don't have time to field every inquiry and to engage every prospect, and you're not obligated to. That's the good news. So, here's the thing: you can't close what's not closable. And it's not your duty to try and take every inquiry to the gold line. Instead, your job is to determine if this is something worth pursuing. And if it is, great. But if it's not, that's okay too. It's not the end of the world. So when you get an interested prospect, rather than asking yourself, okay, how can I turn this inquiry into a client? I want you to start shifting your mindset to the following. I'm glad I have this inquiry. I don't know if we're a good fit. So let's first find out. If they're a good fit, great. But if they're not, I want to at least realize this early on so we can go our separate ways without wasting each other's time. Step number 2, continue the dialogue. So with this new mindset, you can get down to the business of getting prospects on the phone. If your dialogue started via email, then it's okay to reply via email, but use your reply to try and set up a call. So here's a sample email script. Hi, Maria. Thanks for your interest in my services. Yes, I have extensive experience with blank, whatever the service name might be. However, I'd like to learn more about your project and your requirements before I can determine if this is something I can help you with. Would you be available for a brief phone call later today or tomorrow? Just let me know what day or time is convenient and the number where I can reach you, and I'll call you then. Or you can call me right now at this number. I'm in the office. I look forward to speaking with you. Alternatively, you could use an online booking tool such as Calendly or TimeTrade to make this process easier. So the way to alter that email script would be by saying, hi, Maria, thanks for your interest in my services. Yes, I have extensive experience with that service. However, I'd like to learn more about your project and your requirements before I can determine if this is something I can help you with. Let's schedule a brief phone call to discuss. Here's a link to my calendar where you can schedule a time that works for you. I look forward to connecting. Step number 3, if you get no response, then give them a call. Call them anyway. I suggest calling them the next day after you've had that email exchange. Leave a voicemail message that follows the same format as the email script I just went through. And practice that script. Practice saying it until it sounds natural. If you feel some hesitation to do this, remember what I said earlier. You can't close what's not closable. Your job right now is simply to determine if this is something worth pursuing. If it is, great. And if it's not, that's okay too. Step number 4, don't give in too easily. So if you get a prospect who resists having a phone conversation and instead asks you, all right, how much do you charge for X? You have a choice at that point. You can either insist that you need to know more about the project to provide a meaningful fee range, or you can just go ahead and answer the question. And if you answer the question, follow up with a request to discuss further on the phone. So here's a suggested script you could model. Hi, Maria. My fee for a white paper varies. It depends on multiple factors, including X, Y, and Z, among other things. However, I can tell you that most of the white papers I write are and explain the project scope and size, and they range from $2,500 to $5,000. Again, I can quote you a fixed fee based on your specific project scope and needs. Would it make sense for us to hop on the phone and discuss further? Now, if after that a prospect is still unresponsive or gets scared by your ballpark figure, don't worry. There's a good chance that their reaction has nothing to do with you. Sure, it's normal to conclude that we've done something wrong when that happens, but I found that in most cases, it's not something you did or said, and it's not the fee you quoted. It's something that's completely outside of your control. You can't do anything about the fact that the prospect doesn't want to pay more than, let's say, $500 for that white paper, or that she doesn't really know what she wants, or she maybe has a misguided view of the value of the work you do, or she's just not marketing savvy. Or maybe she just got pulled into another project and is completely overwhelmed. It's just not returning calls and emails. She's just trying to put out a different fire. Again, nothing to do with you. So when the prospect is unresponsive or balks at your fee or your payment terms or your work terms, your job here is done. And it's time to move on and find someone who's ready to work with you, because you can't close what's not closable. This has been Ed Gandia with High Income Business Writing. To get more tips, strategies, and ideas to earn more in less time doing work you love for better clients, visit b2blauncher.com.